For 30 years, Miller Theatre has been a nexus of creativity and experimentation right here on the Columbia campus. And as we celebrate this milestone anniversary, we honor the legacy of the arts at Columbia, from landmark works by Martha Graham and Aaron Copland and Charles Ives that took place right here in this very building, and also the bold, adventurous work that has made Miller Theatre what it is and what it will be going forward. And so while we're very excited about Miller Theatre being 30, what's even more exciting is the fact that it ties into this important legacy of the arts at Columbia University. We opened Miller Theatre's 30th anniversary season with the very anticipated New York premiere of Proving Up. It's a new chamber opera from the creative team of Missy Mazzoli and Royce Favric.
Miller Theatre has such an amazing history of presenting amazing work, and Columbia has an amazing history of presenting new opera, all the way back to Virgil Thomson. So I'm really thrilled that Miller is co-commissioning this work, and they're one of the first presenters, the first presenter in New York City. And it's a thrill to be part of that legacy.
So we're commissioning 6 new works for the coming season. The co-commission of the chamber opera for opening night. We're commissioning 2 of the composers in the Composer Portrait series, both Wong Liu and Taishan Sori.
In this portrait concert, I'm extremely excited to present a version that will be commissioned by Miller Theatre called Autoschediasms for Creative Chamber Orchestra. I'm absolutely thrilled to present my music here at home, I would say, at Columbia University.
Collaboration is at the heart of what we do at Miller Theatre, and it's certainly at the heart of my programming philosophy and the way that I work with emerging artists and ensembles, faculty, students. And so we regularly partner, particularly with faculty, on a variety of initiatives at Miller Theatre. For the coming season, we're going to be collaborating quite closely with George Lewis, who's composing a new work for us in a new keyboard series that we have. We've been honored to work in the past with faculty, including Professor Bob O'Meally, who was a really key partner for us in Morningside Lights, and it's core to what we do here at Miller Theatre, those collaborations.
So when my undergraduates come to me and ask a little bit about where to go see concerts in New York or how to sort of get introduced to music scenes, often I tell them Miller Theatre is a great place to start because they have such a breadth of programming, they have a lot of diversity of voices, which I really appreciate, and they do a lot of educational and outreach work too, which I think is great. And so, in classes where students are learning from early music all the way to the present, we really get that scope in the programming.
The Composer Portrait series is really unique in that I think it's the only series of its kind in the city, and it's a place where you can go to discover the newest voices and to hear really established composers in a totally new context, and to hear them do things that are maybe more risky or challenging. And to hear a lot of their work at one time.
Being featured on the portrait series at Miller Theatre was a big moment for me. Having studied here in New York, I attended a lot of those concerts. And I think for me it was also an important moment to sort of believe that I was doing this as my profession, not just sort of as a student.
Columbia University and Miller Theatre represent a major transition in my development as a composer. I've studied with both George Lewis and Fred Lerdahl. And so Columbia University and Miller Theatre, they represent this trajectory in which I've advanced my compositional language.
So today, Dodge Hall, the building that we are in, is the arts building on the Morningside campus. It's home to Miller Theatre. It's also home to Columbia University School of the Arts. But when it originally opened, it was home to the business school. And the space that we're in now was Macmillan Academic Theatre. And I think that legacy of a commitment to contemporary music, that didn't start with Miller Theatre. That's been part of the core of the arts at Columbia, going all the way back to the beginning of this building, which is so important. And we're thrilled really to honor the legacy of the arts at Columbia University and the work that we're doing here.